The Best Anti-Aging Therapy, Part 3, English with Korean subtitles by Yujin Hwang. Cancer control. Okay, we're shifting gears now to cancer control because one of the things which is in process is dying only from cancer. I mean, there are people all around me are dropping dead with cancer. Patients, relatives, family members. So it is a problem. There are things that we can do to reduce the risk of cancer, and I want to talk about that. Let's first define what cancer is. Cancer is a cell that is out of control. It's duplicating at a very fast rate. And the question is why? There are mechanisms, a machine in your body that is constantly keeping these extra cells that are radically growing out of proportion in sac. There's another word called apoptosis, and that's basically controlled cell death. Your body is killing between 50 and 70 billion cells every single day. Which they need to do that because they needed to clean out all these mutated cells, the cells that we need to get rid of, so we can replace it with new cells. So for an average trail between the ages of 8 and 14, about 20 billion to 30 billion cells die in a day. So that's called apoptosis. If we are getting cancer, we wanted the apoptosis to work correctly to kill that cancer. So apoptosis is mechanism that's an important defense against cancer. There are certain things that destroy this mechanism in black, your body's ability to kill off these cells, and there's certain things to do it. It's called endocrine disruptor. An endocrine disruptor is any chemical in the body. Pesticide, herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, heavy metals. Endocrine disruptors are any chemicals in environment that alter your genes and cause disease. We are bathed in so many chemicals, it's insane. From walking out in the yard to our food to the air, we just bathed in all these chemicals. I mean, there's over 4 billion pounds of toxic chemicals are releasing into our environment every single year. That's 70 million pounds of recognized carcinogens, which actually cause cancer. So our body are constantly hit with these endocrine disruptors. These endocrine disruptors mess up the normal process of your body controlling cancer. Cruciferous Vegetables. Cytochrome P450 enzymes are these special enzymes in your liver, and they're in different cells in your body that can break down thousands of chemicals, toxic drugs, and poisons. And they basically just turn them into water-soluble particles that can go through the urine. And it just so happens that the cruciferous vegetables increase your liver's ability to make this enzyme. That's really cool. Very important, liver with your skin. So in your liver, if you're eating the right foods, will basically dismantle those chemicals. So your liver is like robot. But if you have fatty liver, or it's liver that's a bad liver from some type of virus or something, then what's gonna happen is that you're not gonna get breakdown. How do you know if you have fatty liver? A lot of people have it and they don't know it. One of the biggest clues is your stomach being too big, and that's causing visceral fat around the organs and especially the liver. What do you have to do if you have that condition? You have to basically start consuming a lot of cruciferous and avoid the junk. Okay, the liver, very important with your skin. If you really work on your liver, then you start consuming a lot more of these cruciferous vegetables. your skin will start to change and you will start looking better and better and better, especially with acne and dry skin and useful skin. I mean, the liver is really the hub of all the digestion of your amino acid proteins. So we're gonna talk about cruciferous for a second. It's basically certain plants that have these little crosses in them. Okay, and here's some example of cruciferous: radishes, Brussels sprout, kale, cabbage, bok choy, and sweet chard, mustard greens, arugula. Garlic is probably the top of the list that's like the most anti-cancer property. Turmeric is kind of a root that has phytonutrients, plant chemicals. These are different than vitamins and minerals and amino acids. They are basically natural plant chemicals that have extra health factors or properties. So they're like they will actually help with macular degeneration, prostate cancer, many disease states. So the question is why we are not eating this food. I mean, very few people consume this food. These are the food that I consume on a regular basis. If you don't consume them, you need to start doing it for your liver. Your skin will start to change as well. Even though these do not contain a lot of the fat-soluble vitamins, they do contain a lot of the phytonutrients, which they are anti-cancer. So you really need to increase your cruciferous. Phytonutrients. Phytonutrients, those are plant-based chemicals that have all these really amazing properties. And all these different plant chemicals that do many things, like even vitamin A, for example. Vitamin A is not a single vitamin, it's a whole bunch of complex. Like there's over 600 parts of vitamin A. So if you take a synthetic vitamin A, you are not even getting close to what you should get. That's what I'm very much against synthetics. So cruciferous vegetables help protect the cell from DNA damage. They help inactivate carcinogens. They are antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. I mean, they create all these wonderful benefits. Yujin's Organic Kitchen.